All right, good morning, you guys. Today's devotion is from James chapter 5. It's verses 1 through 3. It says, "Now listen, you rich people, weep and wail because of the misery that is coming on you. Your wealth has rotted, and moths have eaten your clothes. Your gold and silver are corroded. Their corrosion will testify against you and eat your flesh like fire. You have hoarded wealth in the last days." So this one is about clearly money, riches, wealth, and it's really talking about the downside of wealth or riches if our hearts aren't right. And this is honestly like convicting, I'm gonna be honest. But when we focus on getting riches and wealth, oftentimes we're focusing on like how it benefits ourselves and what we can get out of it and how our lives can be made better. And that focus, that heart, that intention is not at all the heart of Christ. In this scripture, in this portion of James, they're talking about these rich people who have hoarded up wealth in these last days. Y'all, wealth is not going to last. It's not going to be here forever. Yet we spend so much time pursuing riches and wealth and luxury, even though it's not going to last. Like, this world as we know it is going to end, and we can't take any of it with us, right? So it's like, what is the purpose? And these people were hoarding it up when there are people in the world. There were people in the world back then who needed it, who could have benefited. There was a church, right, that could have received that money. These people were living and enjoying luxury while giving no concern for those who were in want or those who had need. They had riches in excess, but instead of giving it away, they hoarded it away from themselves, and it ended up like corroding and going bad and being no more. So we should not be seeking and trying to store up all of these temporary things, all of these riches and wealth that are not going to last, that are not going to have lasting impact. It said the corrosion would testify against them, right? What that wealth, what those riches created or produced was corrosion, because they just sat not being used when they could have had or made lasting impact or impression on the lives of others. And what that wealth could have given, it could have given peace, security. It could have been used to show the love, the goodness, and the power of God. So it's like we long for these things, and they're not inherently bad, but it's our heart that makes it bad. It's the intentions, the motivations behind the things that we have. We need to make sure that we're using our wealth and our riches in a way that their testimony is of the goodness of God, of His love, of His grace, of His power, so that those things that we're blessed with may also then be a blessing to others, not so that we can keep all of these things for ourselves. So I think we definitely need to check our heart if we have riches, whatever we have, like whatever that thing that we have, and ask ourselves, like, am I pursuing this, or am I pursuing more of this for myself or so that others may benefit? One of the things that I prayed kind of after studying through this was, Lord, change my heart truly, and not just for the purpose of, oh, I did this exercise, I'll tell you about it. Lord, change my heart truly, and not just for the purpose of this exercise, but that I would want more for others than I do for myself. So I listed out, like, if I had more money, what would I honestly accomplish? And I had a column for me and a column for others. And my list has 6 things, and some of those things have subcategories. And my list for others, it has 6 things too. But my me list is longer, and I think it's like, I don't know, it was much easier for me to do my list for me than it was for me to do my list for others. So I was just convicted in that moment. And all of my list for me has stuff that it's like some people don't even have. Like I put like a new car. If I had more money, I would buy a new car. It's like some people don't even have a car, Heather. So what are you really doing? What is that really accomplishing? And it was just really humbling. And yeah, another thing that God convicted me about this morning was, so I used to sponsor a child with Compassion International, and that cost $38 a month, right? But because my card expired, and it's negligence, y'all. I never went back and just updated the information, like that sponsorship lapsed. Yet this very morning I was contemplating, and I did end up doing the pre-process for getting the new iPhone or whatever. So I pay $60 a month to have the newest iPhone every year. And it's like, but I let my sponsorship lapse, which is $38 a month. Like, that's ridiculous. So I renewed my sponsorship, just so y'all know. But it's like that type of stuff, right? Like, are we using our wealth more for ourselves or more for other people? But yeah, so challenge, like, let's be honest with ourselves. Let's not end up like these rich people that is talking about here in James, where we're using our riches for self and not considering the needs of others. It's still going.